What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? Our nightmare began when this guy moved in next door and immediately bought a massive subwoofer system. Not just any speakers, these were professional grade, the kind DJs use at clubs. I'm talking about bass so powerful it would make the dishes rattle in my kitchen cabinets. At first, I tried to be understanding. Maybe he didn't realize how thin the walls were in our neighborhood. So I walked over one evening around 11 p.m., introduced myself with a smile, and politely explained that the bass was traveling straight through my bedroom wall. "No problem, man," he said, seeming genuinely apologetic. "I'll turn it down," and he did, for about 20 minutes. Then the walls started vibrating again. This became our routine. I'd knock, he'd apologize with decreasing sincerity, turn it down temporarily, then crank it back up once I was gone. After the 5th time, he stopped opening the door altogether, though I could see him peeking through the blinds. I tried everything by the book. Called the non-emergency police line twice. They came, warned him, left, and nothing changed. Filed 3 separate noise complaints with the city. Each time, they'd send someone out days later during daytime hours when, conveniently, he wasn't playing any music. Sleep deprivation was destroying me. I started making mistakes at work. My boss pulled me aside to ask if everything was okay at home. I had to start using sleeping pills just to get 4 hours of uninterrupted rest. That's when I began to pay closer attention to my neighbor's habits. The music was relentless, but there was one thing he seemed to care about more than his sound system: his car. Not just any car, but a gleaming white BMW 5 Series with custom rims. Every Sunday morning, without fail, he'd spend 3 hours washing, waxing, and detailing it by hand. Never parked it under trees, always kept it covered during rainstorms. I'm not a vengeful person by nature, but after 4 months of sleep deprivation, something inside me snapped. I needed to fight back, but in a way that couldn't be traced directly to me. That's when I visited Wild Birds Unlimited and had a long chat with the store owner about attracting the maximum number of birds to a small urban yard. I invested $150 in 4 premium bird feeders, 2 seed feeders, 1 suet feeder for woodpeckers, and 1 specialized feeder for finches. I bought a 40-pound bag of the messiest seed mix available, loaded with sunflower seeds still in their shells and millet that scatters easily. The placement was strategic. I installed all 4 feeders along my side of the fence, precisely positioned above his dedicated parking spot where the BMW spent most of its time. Then I added a concrete bird bath, kept meticulously clean and filled with fresh water daily. It took only 3 days for word to spread in the local bird community. Soon, dozens of birds were visiting hourly: sparrows, finches, chickadees, jays, and plenty of pigeons. The birds would feast at my feeders, then naturally fly over to perch on the telephone wires, tree branches, and fence posts, all conveniently located directly above his pristine white BMW. The first time he discovered his car speckled with droppings, he seemed confused. I watched from my kitchen window as he meticulously cleaned every spot. The next morning, it was worse. After a week, his BMW looked like it had been used for target practice. He started parking on the street, but our neighborhood has limited parking, and he couldn't always get a spot. He tried covering the car, but birds would sometimes perch right on the cover. After 2 weeks of constant bird bombardment, he finally approached me while I was filling the feeders. "Hey, about these bird feeders, they're causing a real problem with my car." "Oh?" I said innocently. "They're just birds. Protected wildlife, you know. I can't control where they go after visiting my yard." "But they're pooping all over my BMW." His face was flushed with frustration. I shrugged. Nature, man. Unpredictable. Kind of like how sound travels through walls, you know? Some things you just can't control. I saw the moment of realization in his eyes. He opened his mouth, closed it, then nodded slowly. That night, for the first time in months, I slept in complete silence. The bass never returned.